Hello there, my beautiful friend. Thanks so much for joining me today. We're going to get into some middle splits, so full on leg stretch today. We're going to start this in cobbler. The only thing that you may need is a block and then a blanket. A blanket or maybe even an extra mat just to keep the knees cushioned. Pillows would be great too, two small ones. But whenever you need, go ahead and pause me, grab that now, and then meet me in your most beautiful cobbler. Some people call this bound angle pose. We're going to go with cobbler, bringing the feet to touch, allowing the knees to drop out to the sides. Noticing where we're tight this morning or today, and then just becoming present. Bringing yourself to the present moment. Noticing your breath, noticing what's connected to the mat, noticing where there may be tension and letting this go. Maybe giving yourself a nice little foot massage or just coming and finding stillness. And when and if it feels good to you, you can walk the hands forward here or use your elbows to push against the knees to deepen the stretch. Tapping into the nice steady inhale and exhale here. We'll take a few more rounds of breath here. And slowly we'll bring the upper body up. We're going to extend the right leg to the side of the mat and tuck this left foot into the right thigh. Grow tall through the spine here, arms up and overhead. We hinge from the hips to come forward here, just stretching into this right leg, coming as far forward. That feels good for you. We got a dorsal flex here, so we're pulling those right toes back towards our face. You're going to feel this all in the back of the leg, maybe in your low back a little bit. Let's just come here and focus on the breath. We'll be here for 3 more rounds. Very gently, we peel up, we switch sides. So this left foot's going to go out to the left side of the mat, and the right foot tucks into that left thigh. Grow the spine nice and tall, lengthen here. Take the arms up and overhead, hinging from the hips. We come forward here. Noticing the difference between the sides, of course, and pulling those feet back towards the face. One side's always going to be a little tighter, and that's okay. We're going to be here for 3 more breaths. And gently, we walk back up here. We're coming around for an all fours position. And once you get here, just making sure that the hips are stacked over the knees. We're not going to take our cat-cow here. We're just going to step this right foot to the side of the mat. So we're going to allow it to just go until it feels maybe a level of discomfort, and then we're going to push back. So this is kind of like a mini half middle split, maybe. We're coming here just to begin the stretch of that inner thigh. You may not be able to come all the way down to the mat. We may be here and it may be enough, and that's okay. Acknowledging where we are and being in acceptance of where we are is beneficial for our mental health. Not overextending our bodies is good for our physical health too. Let's go ahead and take another round of breath here. And gently we rise back up and bring that right knee back. So now we're going to extend that left leg. And then once you get it to where it feels good, you can try to send the hips back, just noticing how that feels, pulling all in that inner left thigh. Meeting yourself back here with the breath. We'll all take one more round together here. Beautiful, slow as ever. We rise up. Allow that left knee to come back. Go ahead and tuck your feet here. Walk the hands slightly forward. And let's come in for plank. Take the gaze forward. And we're going to hop, step, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, nice halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we'll peel all the way up to standing. Head and neck come last. Rolling the shoulder blades down the back body. Smiles on our faces. Beautiful. Inhale those arms up. And we slice through the sky. Inhale, we lift up halfway. Exhale, we plant the hands, step the feet into plank. Knees lower. Chest, chin lowers. And we roll through into our cobra. Go and push up and back. Down dog. Once you get here, go ahead and pedal the feet, getting a nice stretch here. We're just going to be here for a few rounds of breath. Pushing equally through both of the hands and shoulders here. And if you want to find stillness, you be my guest. We'll take one more round of breath here. And we can sweep that right leg up, three-leg dog. Roll it forward and step it in between the hands. Lower down that back knee. You can untuck those toes. And on an inhale, we can rise up. We're going to bring the hands at an interlace on that right knee. Pushing forward here. Beautiful stretch in both of our legs. We are engaged. We're not dumping here. Using the hands to lift us. And at the same time, we are pushing forwards. And go ahead and bring the hands to the mat. And let's push the hips back. Half splits. Digging that right heel into the mat so that we can feel this stretch all down the back of this right leg. If you would like, you can heel toe this foot to the outer edge of the mat, and this will deepen the stretch a little bit. It also allows for more room in the hip socket. So just coming back and meeting yourself here with your breath. Not focusing on the tension in the leg, just digging that heel down, pulling that foot back, coming back to the breath. And wherever you are, we're rolling back forward, planting the hands, tucking the back toe, and sending this right foot back into our down dog. Beautiful. If you want to take a flow, you can. Otherwise, we're just going to be here for 2 rounds of breath. And on your next inhale, that left leg sweeps up, 3-leg dog. Roll it forward, step it in between the hands, lower that back knee, untuck those toes. And on an inhale, we rise up, can interlace these hands back on this left knee again. Keeping lifted at the same time, we are pushing forward to deepen the stretch here. One more round of breath here. We'll bring the hands to the mat, push the hips back, digging that left heel in, half splits. Those left toes are flexing towards your face. Maybe a slight bend in that left knee feels nice. And if you want to heel toe that foot out to the outer edge of the mat, be my guest, just deepening that stretch a little bit more. And slowly we come back to the middle, framing the foot, tucking those back toes, and sending this foot back, down dog. Very nice. Inhale that right leg up, 3-leg dog. Roll it forward, step it in between the hands. We're pivoting on that back foot and we're coming into warrior 2. So on an inhale, we rise up, arms parallel. Beautiful job. We're going to open up into our goddess pose. So finding the footing that feels good here. Feet are pointed towards the outer edges of the mat. And we're just stretching here. So we're going to bring the hands to the knees and drop that right shoulder. Take the gaze up towards the left. Coming back to the breath, feeling these inner thighs opened up here. Inhale brings us up. And left shoulder drops, gaze goes up towards the right. And on an inhale, feet straighten, and we're folding. So standing wide-legged forward fold here. Taking a sway left to right. Just finding what feels good here. And we're coming down for right side skandasana. So just lower the hips down. Now, if this right heel is not on the mat, that's okay. It can be here. It's not a big deal. We're going with the stretch that is opening up this inner left thigh. So we're not as worried about that right heel being on the mat. We are going to transfer over, so if you need to bring your hands to the mat to walk yourself over, be my guest. So now here we are, left side skandasana, feeling into this inner right thigh now. And we're going to come back up into our standing wide-legged forward fold here. Back to the breath. And slowly we peel up. We're coming back into those goddess stretches. So point the feet to the outer edges of the mat. Lower the hips down. Hands to the knees. Drop that right shoulder. Look up towards the left. Inhale rises. Left shoulder drops. Look up towards the right. And on an inhale, we come up, warrior two, left side. So we're pivoting on the back right foot, front foot 90 degrees. You can see that front big toe, arms parallel. Focusing on opening up that left hip. Big breaths here. Okay, let's plant the hands around this left foot. Step back, down dog. If you want to take a flow with me, let's go ahead. Coming forward into plank, taking the gaze forward, pushing forward, lower down chaturanga, push up into our upward facing dog, and all meet in a kneeling position. We'll just be here for 2 rounds of breath. Beautiful. So now is the time. We're going to do frog first. So if you want to grab your blanket, or if you got an extra mat, that would be lovely. And also the small pillows are wonderful. Whatever you like, go ahead and put it on your mat here. And then the first thing that we're going to do is kind of pretend almost like we're coming into a wide-legged child's pose. This is also the pose that we sit here and do lion's breath. So just extending the legs as far as they'll go. Bringing the hands slightly forward, and then we're going to bring the feet until the knee creates a 90 degrees. So we want to see that 90 degree in the leg. Now this is intense. This is not only pulling on the inner thighs, this is opening in this outer hip too. As always with these splits, there should never be any shooting, stabbing, or sharp pains. A level of discomfort is beautiful. However, if you feel any of the S's, just back out of it a little bit. Find your positioning is centered, and then maybe try again. If the body keeps saying no, we should listen. If it feels good, you can come to your forearms here. And wherever we are, we're just going to come into our little cave of wonder here that we make for ourselves. Expressing some gratitude here. Not getting caught up in the emotions that the hips can hold. We can challenge those emotions. We can let them go. We do not have to hold on to them. We'll take one more round of breath here. And slowly, wherever you are, we're peeling up. We're going to come to our booties, take the windshield wipers with the legs. Noticing where that tension is now at. Noticing where the pull is in the hip. Beautiful. So we're going to come to a wide-legged seated position here before we jump to middle splits. So bringing the feet as wide as feels comfortable. And then once we get here, we're just going to rock forwards and backwards. So the further forward we come, the more you're going to feel it in these inner thighs. And we're just going to kind of slowly ease into this. So slowly rock in, feel that tension, and then pull out. Just do this a few times with a big smile on your face. Just feeling into the legs, allowing them to open at their own pace. We'll take 3 more rocks here. Very nice. So we're coming into middle splits. So if you're wide enough and you can just pop forward, be my guest. I am not wide enough and I am not successful fully at getting down into a full middle split, probably like most of you. Well, we're just going to bring the feet to the outside edges and then we're going to allow them to walk as far as they can. Now we want to keep the feet in an active position to keep us safe. And then whenever you get comfortable, you can bring your forearms to the mat or your hands and just come here and breathe. We're not holding the breath, just like we're not holding in those emotions. We are letting them go. We'll be here for 5 rounds of breath. Whew. Slowly we come out. So peeling up through the upper body, walking forward, and then bending through the knees. Whew. That's intense. We're taking those windshield wiper legs again. So come to the booty and allow your legs to drop to one side and then the other. Noticing where you just worked them. It should be pretty obvious at this point. Very nice. Whew, yes, we are rocking and rolling to our backs. We are coming into happy baby. If you don't like to rock and roll with me, you can just find yourself a happy baby. Pulling on those legs or the ankles or the calves, whatever feels good for you here. Feeling that opening. We've already opened up these legs, so this should actually feel quite nice. Wonderful job, my friends. Middle splits are not easy. They bring up a lot of emotions inside of us because it is such a difficult and strong pose. So be proud of yourself for showing up and giving this one a go. And we can bring the feet together, little cobbler, recline. And we're going to send that left leg out. We're going to hug this right knee in. We're going to come into a supine twist here. So take this right knee across the body towards the left. Roll into that outer left hip. Take that right arm out and take your gaze towards that right hand. We'll just be here for 3 rounds of breath. And slowly we come back, hugging that left knee in, sending the right out long. Taking this left knee across to the right side, come into that outer right hip. Extend that left hand and take your gaze towards that left hand. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center. We'll come into a shavasana, so send those legs out long, tuck the shoulder blades. Palms face out here. Coming back to that gratitude that you were expressing. Come back to that. And we're just going to let it all go and find some peace in the mind here. Some calm in the body. Just allow yourself to fully absorb this moment. Gently, we're going to take the arms up and overhead. Big full body stretch, pointing the toes, reaching those fingers. And we're all going to meet in a comfortable seat. So if you want to rock up, or you can come through fetal position. Choice is yours. Hands at heart center. Remembering the judgment of emotions is not what's important. How we respond to those emotions is everything. Thank you for joining me today. May you receive all the benefits of this practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please do comment. Let me know what you think about middle splits, what you think about this flow. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat tomorrow.